In this video, we're going to revisit EhoCw, and we're going to use the standard version. The standard version, which we're going to use the serial port. I'm using a USB to serial port adapter, and that works pretty good by attaching the DTR, the CTS, and the DSR pins. And the instructions on that are at the EhoCw website. So we have the paddles, and those controls are over here. We have it set to 30 at the moment. And we have the iambic paddles and the iambic B. You could also do a straight key. But I'm using this for now. It also has an independent keyboard. And you can set that to whatever speed you want, independent of the paddle speed. So both keyboard and paddle are in the same situation as far as using one program to do both of those. And since we're using the reroute ASIO driver, the setup is exactly the same as the previous configuration, number 17. We're using Reaper as a master and voice meter as an assistant, where we bring in this microphone, a line in, and we send anything we want to go to the mumble input, to this hardware input 1, which is the ASIO return. And I'm not going to go over that since we just went over that in the previous video. We've added 2 tracks at the bottom here. We've added EhoCw, reroute 15 and 16. So you arm the track, monitor the input. We're regenerating EhoCw with regate. And you can vary the weight, make it lighter if you bring it to the top, or heavier as you go to the bottom. Start with the middle there. See how it sounds to you. These are the settings I'm using. We're sending a MIDI note to the sine wave synthesizer. Same settings as before. Going to a bandpass filter, same settings as before. And here's the channel selection. And you have to apply, close, and reboot whenever you change sound cards with EhoCw. My serial port is serial port 4. And those are my settings that work on my Windows 7 64-bit machine here, this laptop. So it's just another way to use EhoCw, the standard version, which you can download now and you don't have to wait if you were trying to get the experimental version with the MIDI input. And as before, we're using voice meter input for the output and voice meter aux output for the input. Sounds a little confusing, but that's just the way the labels work for this. And this is just like it was in the previous configuration. We're going to go to the loop back test, do a quick server bounce. And we were using this to monitor the signal. Gives you a chance to look at, let's turn this off for a second. This gives you a chance to look at the spectrum, which is my voice, and the scope, oscilloscope, and the general amount of energy going to the mumble input. Now here's the CW. I'm going to try to quiet the mic here. That was the paddles. And again, this just helps you keep track of your own signal and the incoming signal on mumble. So they both go to this breakaway RTA. It's a VU meter, loudness analyzer, oscilloscope, and spectrum analyzer here, but all in one. You can resize it, which I've done, just kind of to fit on this 720p laptop screen. So this is just, again, another way to get EhoCw into the game. So you can send Morse code over the internet on ICW. Thanks for watching.